Hey there, my name is Alex, I am the Silver Mont, and this is week 2 of our countdown to Dark Souls 3. That means there's about 8 weeks left until the game comes out. And I know what you're thinking, 8 weeks is longer than the summer holidays. Or at least my summer holidays used to last around 6 weeks. Don't know about yours. Either way, today's video is hopefully something that will help you pass the time. It's a challenge run for Dark Souls 2. This can be done on Scholar of the First Sin or vanilla version of the game, doesn't really matter which. I pushed out something similar in the weeks leading up to Dark Souls 2, as it happens, the Jetstream challenge for Dark Souls. That one was dexterity based, this time we're going strength. Well, kind of. More strength than dex anyway. So here's the outline for this challenge. I think it's a fairly simple one, so you shouldn't have too much trouble. The only real tricky bit will be a few bosses and maybe the very start of the game, whilst hopefully you'll find it fun. I'm finding it fun and I'm doing it at the moment, so who knows. Here are the rules, or the setup for the challenge. You have to start as either the Bandit or Warrior class. You cannot raise any of the following stats: adaptability, agility, attunement, intelligence, or faith. You cannot use any form of shield. You'll only be able to block if you have a weapon that can block. So if you have like a great sword and you two-hand it, then you can block with that, for example. But no shields. And then just for style and flair, you should try and defeat bosses with a cool attack. For example, the power stance L2 R2, or a special strong attack, like say, I don't know, the not Artorias sword with its like flippy attack, or the Smelter Sword's like explosion, you know, something like that. I mean, you can't really enforce that in a challenge, because if you kill a boss you can't go back and redo it, but you know, that's just like part of the theme. Speaking of which, the theme of this challenge is being like a warrior, a fury berserker. I suppose you could think of it a bit like the World of Warcraft Fury Warrior or Arms Warrior. I chose to mostly base my build around dual wielding, but I think using a two-handed weapon would be really good as well. It just so happens that there weren't really any early game weapons that appealed to me for this challenge. But I mean, you could take the Bastard Sword or the Claymore, or I mean anything you want. So I think it is fairly limiting because you can't use any magic, but it also does allow you to use a wide variety of weapons. I mean, you could just go dexterity with it if you want, but I think it's better suited for strength. And just how you avoid damage is up to you. Evading and blocking will both suffer because, I mean, you're only going to be blocking as much as your weapon can block with, which I suppose you could get the Fume Ultra Greatsword. And evading is, oh man, trying to dodge with base agility is like, you might thank me afterwards actually, because you will probably become much better at dodge rolling, because you have like one iframe, and when you fought Pursuer at like level 10 with no agility and no shield, that's fun. And well, basically you have to hit things harder than they hit you, and preferably before they hit you. So go out there and give it a shot.